Today we're catching and cooking a ghost. Presumably in Clap Clap. Okay, lots of options there. This is meant to be played in one sitting, so we're going to try to do that. It seems like most of the time it takes less than an hour. Like 30 minutes to 60. October 8th, I saw an ad in the newspaper about a house sitting job. Since I was short on cash, I decided to sign up. Quite eerie neighborhood, huh? Hello there, sir. I'm on the hunt for a ghost. Excuse me, I'm trying to find a house on the street. Could you help me out? Sure, which house are you looking for? I'm looking for Mascom's place. He hired me to look after it while he's away. Maxim. Oh, that's interesting. He usually asks me to watch his place. I'm Marco Botovsky, by the way. Sorry about that. Nice to meet you, Mark. Oh, can you tell me where the house is? Of course, it's 2 houses down. Mine's right here. Our neighbor Savo is in the middle, and then Maxim's place. You can't miss it. Thanks, Marco. Appreciate it. No problem. Now, if you'll excuse me, I just got my home automation system in the mail. I'm really excited. Oh, that sounds interesting. What does it do? It's supposed to make life a whole lot easier, you know, controlling lights, temperature, even the security system. Pretty cool stuff. Wow, that does sound convenient. Why did you decide to get it? Because of the recent disappearances happening around here. Ooh. The first clue about a ghost. But mainly because our neighbor Savo got one and won't stop raving about it. He left for a vacation right after installing it, said it has built-in surveillance systems and all. Guess he wanted to keep an eye on things while he's away. Well, I hope you enjoy setting it up. Thanks again for the directions, Marco. No problem if you need anything. I'm just a house away. A clap. Interesting. Looks like Clap certified house, and this is the house that we're going to. I think the homeowner mentioned keys would be in the backyard. I should go and check. Are there... Okay. You know, it's a free game. They said they would put it in one of the flower pots. But I want to go into the lake. Ooh, that's definitely a shiny key. And now we go to the front door. Hunt the ghost for food, nourishment, and sustenance. That is welcoming. They did say it was a smart house. note on the fridge. Zoom. How to be a mysterious killer. I'm sure that doesn't mean nothing. Hey, thanks for house sitting. Please make sure to check the mailbox, water the plants, throw out the trash. Press Q to toggle the lights on and off in any room. Once you're finished, help yourself to the food in the kitchen. Very cool. No, we'll keep the lights on for now. My guy sure is bouncy. Just a bouncy guy. Alright, I'll make sure to close any doors. I see. You need to be very much inside the room. Watering can. We have the garage. Oh, I can exit out back. We'll just go ahead and close that. I don't care about the electricity bill. Where's that thing marked off? Caution, do not enter. That one. This is another bathroom. Rub-a-dub-dub. Ducks in the tub. We will be keeping the lights on. Horror 101. 100 jump scare ideas. Okay, that closet is non-functional. That seems pretty normal. How to kill a... That doesn't seem good. This doesn't bode well. Not the very obvious foreshadowing. This rubber duck is coming with me for emotional support. Hold still. I'd rather keep every door closed than any of them open. This duck is staying with me for emotional support. What's your name, little guy? I'm thinking Robert. Oh, Sorry about that, Robert. Okay, can't hide in the closet. Robert, stand with me. Missing, please help. Kamal Zeekson, 25 years old, 5'9". Oh, that's unfortunate. Sorry about that. Wearing a black sweater and black hat. He was doing house surfing. House sitting. You wouldn't happen to know anything about this, would you, Robert? I'm gonna leave you right there for a second, Robert. Don't go nowhere. Something tells me that. I need Robert with me at all times. I need to be physically holding it. Man, this is the perfect time to murder me. Go back to the fence so that doesn't happen. This is a ghost cooking tutorial. Come on, Robert. Actually, we should let Robert go for a swim. Robert? I think a ghost is preventing us from letting you take your bath. Robert, this is unfortunate. I will be leaving a bad review on Yelp. Alright, Robert, I'm gonna have to leave you here for a second. I know you get scared when you're all by yourself, but you're gonna have to deal with it. I think you should stay with the detective novels. Whoa. You scared me. You're not a ghost, though. Federal Investigation Bureau, I need to ask you a few questions. Sure, what's this about? There have been reports of disturbances in the area, disappearances, strange phenomena. We're conducting an investigation. I've heard everything's fine here, just taking out the trash. There's more to the neighborhood than meets the eye. Yeah, 100% just taking out the trash, you know? Alright, keep your eyes and ears open. We need to get to the bottom of this, of course. We'll do. Thanks, Inspector. No problem. Stay safe out there. Alright, gotta grab some of this. Robert. Grab something to eat. Go to sleep. Robert's missing. Numbers. I can't throw things anymore. Oh, I gotta click on it. back. Give Robert back to me. Robert. Come on, Robert. Getting out of here. We're out of here. Uh oh. That doesn't seem good. This door doesn't work. Robert, what are we gonna do? You and me gotta think of something. Get out while you still can. You've gotten bigger. Buddy. Robert, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, I gotta go back and get Robert. Robert, please. I didn't mean to leave you behind, Robert. I guess I'm leaving then. I'm about to get chased. I miss Robert. I want him back. Running until you reach the nearest police station. While investigating, the authorities found Marco's lifeless body in his house. Maxim's remains were found stuffed in a trash bag outside his house. Ooh. Their neighbor had disappeared. His remains have yet to be found. Despite the eerie scratches on the walls and the harrowing account, no trace of the creature is ever discovered. The case remains unsolved, leaving an unsettling mystery behind. Ooh. Thanks for playing. Yeah, it was good. It was good. I liked it. More games in the Nightmare File series. Oh. Nice. Huh. Isn't he dead? Alright, sick. That was good experience. Let me check Steam. I want to look at the Steam clap. We're gonna first stop running it. Achievements 3 out of 6. Okay, there's an achievement for falling off the map, going straight to jail, and chiropractic, and getting killed by the monster. Nice. All right. Let's see. Let's look at our discovery queue for the day. Lending. Sims. All right. And we want to change this. Over to here. Oh, we can get it to work a little bit. Zoo Simulator. I mean, it's a simulation game. At least it's not top down, but not really into it, I'd say. Platform Metroidvania side scroll. RPG progression system. Metroidvania. How do those things mesh? It's a new game. Very positive reviews. Okay. Early access review. Is it an early access now, or is it like... No, this is an introductory offer. It's out of early access. Solid as testing product for over a year with the extreme low progress, released 3 DLC. No, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. That does seem a little bit.
Jackbox Games here. We've gotten a ton of requests for a single solution for launching all of your Jackbox games. Like, a lot. Alright, okay, we got the message. Introducing the Jackbox Mega Picker for Steam. The Jackbox Mega Picker is the free, all-in-one place to find, organize, and launch your catalog of Jackbox games. With over 50 titles to choose from across 10 different party packs.
That's interesting, so you have to own the actual Jackbox games. Packs in order to launch them, presumably. But I mean, I don't have any Jackbox games on this account. So it's not for me, but it's interested. Alright, this is a wish listing game. And it's an extraction shooter. American Truck Driving Simulator, Nebraska. Nothing more American than driving a truck through Nebraska. All by yourself on the open roads. Beer in one hand and a cigarette in the other. That's what it really means to be an American. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Alright now. An action roguelike. It's a demo. The dwarves had a fatal flaw. Gameplay. Okay. Vampire Survivors, but with the facade of being 3D. Yeah, I mean, it's a bullet hell, so what you gonna do? Critter crops. Interesting. And it is a farming sim. With some magic stuff. I don't know, the art style does look cute. I'll give it that. The art style looks fine. It looks cute. Maybe I'll follow it, but not. Ooh, I'm worried that's gonna give me more of those, more survival, more farming sims. Somewhere in Ohio? No way. Not somewhere in Ohio. Very positive. Storytelling, visuals, puzzles, and creativity. To any of my horror/werewolf interested friends. Even though you can't kiss it. Okay. No demo. It's like $7. It's not too bad. Maybe on a night when we have nothing to play. We'll add that to the wish list so that we can find.
This is an urgent message. Please pay attention to the following statements. The stresses of the modern world are wearing you down.
It's analog. Maybe not. Maybe it's not analog. Please don't be analog horror. It has a demo. About 2 hours to beat. Less than 2 hours. Holds up pretty good, decent story, good horror elements with a mix of some puzzles. Let's download the demo. I want to see if we'll open it and see what it has. controls, that's fine. Yo. Inside of a coffin. Alright, we're switching back to how to catch and cook a ghost. Tutorial. Okay, we can interact with things, even if they don't say that they are interactable, obviously. Oh, hello. What do we have here? Okay, no jump by the looks of it. Flashlight? No, no flashlight. Let's get that music back on. What do we have up here? Is that a rat with a sign that says this way? Well, don't mind if I do. Now we're in a cave-like area. I have a ringing in my ears. It's just the tinnitus, don't worry about it. Excuse me. Excuse me, I think I'm in the wrong place. You see, actually, I don't work here. I was supposed to be going to the anime convention. I think it's down the street. Oh, not the horror convention. Now, if you wouldn't mind just, you know, like letting me go there, then that would be great, I think. I would appreciate it very much if I could possibly go home. Maybe. You know, if not, then that's okay too, I guess. I guess I don't have a problem. Got nice music taste. I'm not really a fan of this room, I think. I'd rather not be in here if that's okay. Oh, hi. Man, it's just like high school. I'm just walking by and it's like I don't even exist. You just sort of stare at me a little bit. hey, I think your generator's down. It doesn't sound like it's working. That's not ominous at all. Actually, I think I'll go this way, thanks. Oh, look. Ooh. Thought I could see the outside for a second there. But maybe not. Oh, mannequins, huh? That's fine. I don't have a problem with those. Generator. So in order to get to the elevator, we want to go off past the generator and to the left. That makes it much easier. Okay, there was no left turn there. I'm just gonna head back this way now. Oh, I bet this fuse is for the generator, huh? It looked like it might be missing one. Fixed your generator for you. If you wouldn't mind just letting me be and stuff. Nice decor you guys got here. You know, it's a real nice place. It's just not the kind of place I'd normally choose to be in. Like, I think normally I'd be in any other place, and I can go back, but I can't turn around. You guys wouldn't happen to have like a key or something nearby? Or two? Hey, that looks like one. Let me guess, something may have changed over here. Never mind. Not a big fan of the fact that I have the sprint button. You know, before I thought like, oh, I wish I could sprint, but now I'm kind of just concerned that I might have to. That doesn't seem like something I'm really interested in doing necessarily. Let me check my map here. So past the generator, if you turn left. No, this is this 2B, I think. Those doors don't seem to do anything. I don't see any creatures over here. I guess maybe we have to retrace our steps. There's a ghost down here. I hope you're ready. I have a 5-star course. All planned out. Do I need to put this on something over here? I'm confused as to where this goes. Interesting. Make the decision of our own accord to go back through this way. I can't see none. Oh boy. I feel like I may have broken the game. I fear that the game has broken. I fear I have fallen out of the map. Alright. That's enough for that game. That's unfortunate. Steam recommends me farming sims. Steam only recommends me farming sims. Let's go back to our discovery queue.
Next up, a word from our sponsor. This is an urgent to make your changing world. You are required one simple device. Is this everything you?
I mean, yeah, it seemed scary. But also I fell off the map. Alright, and this is like a more involved, like, classic Legend of Zelda type by the looks of it. Dungeon crawler or something. Yeah, it's just like Legend of Zelda by the looks of it. Okay, another mascot horror. It's free to play. It's very positive. Let's amazing graphics. Could have a secret ending for finding all the collectibles. The jump scares are not that scary. that's a con. I mean, it is a little bit hard to do jump scares that don't just make you jump and that's it. Raccoon, satisfied with the ride, satisfied with the guides. I do plan to come back. The graphics, even on high quality, the textures look grainy. Turn off motion blur. I mean, it is free to play. Mostly every time you start up the game, it will maybe crash. You know, it's RNG whether or not you get to play sometimes. Ooh, let's look for what the bad reviews are. What could they be? Pretty disappointed. Please play the game, it is free. Doesn't despise it, don't love it. A 65 to 70 over a 95. Oh, it's because the graphics aren't good enough. Oh, this guy's being silly. Passion Project. Yeah, it's free. Oh, level design. This is literally like every mascot horror. You know, we'll save this one for later, I think. We'll add it to our library while it's free, even.
For all who journey to this newfound place of creativity.
Hi there, and welcome to Indigo Park, the world's most innovative and engaging family fun experience. Jump into the world of your favorite character. Wait, you're our first guest in
2,920 days, 4 hours, 23 minutes, and 38 seconds.
Congratulations! I'm
Yeah, it's free.
Emily, Ramley the raccoon, and it's my job to make sure your experience here at Indigo
fine.
Park is the most fun it can be. Let's get.
I like the character design. Alright, that's our queue for tonight. Our discovery queue. Interesting, that only took 30 minutes. Wow. Wowee. I want to check up on what other people are doing. Or maybe we watch some spooky horror stories. I'm going to use the bathroom real quick. And then I'll be back. back. Let's see what we got here. Let me see if I can. Something like that, maybe. YouTube. I got a copy over my model. Or rather, place a new game capture. Existing model. There we go. I'm way too big. But we'll fix that like that. There we go. Alright. I literally just looked up the word cryptid. We gotta add some filters here. We want to add back in the crop and pad. Like that, yeah. Shift it down just a touch. So we got a border on the top and bottom, and it's more or less centered in the middle. Fallout cryptid. The mysterious cryptids of Antarctica. Watching cryptid videos. Uh-oh. I spelled every word in that wrong. Tier Zoo, the cryptid tier list 6 years ago. I wanna look at this video. Truth is scarier than fiction. I gotta shift this over here for sure.
Antarctica and the Southern Ocean have been the fascination of explorers, scientists, and pretty much everyone since their discovery. So what cryptids do these far-off lands hold? From lost walruses to mysterious whales to a creature that looks like Godzilla, some pretty bizarre cryptids allegedly live in the southernmost region of Earth. But first, this video is sponsored by Manta Sleep. A Soviet ship named of products, so if noise is keeping you, the link in the In 1962, a Soviet ship named the Sovetskaya Rossiya was near a research base when it encountered a pair of giant serpents.
Ooh.
2 helicopter pilots initially spotted the animals, which they described as sea snake-like. The snakes were about 49 feet or 14 meters long and 3 feet or 90 centimeters wide. They stayed mostly still on the surface, but when they did move, it was in a convulsive manner. Ships in the area were warned about the creatures, as it was thought they could disrupt shipping. This wasn't the only sighting either, as one report claimed a group of up to 30 serpents was sighted. Dale Drinan theorized that these animals were living mosasaurs, a species of large aquatic reptile that would...
Maybe. I don't think so. Maybe.
extinct around 66
I mean, I guess
million
there's
years
records.
ago.
You gotta have.
Similar giant marine
If
reptiles
there's
had
records of
also been
something's
seen near New
existence,
Zealand.
you gotta have.
But scientist B.A. Zenkovich had a different theory. He believed that, if it wasn't an unknown animal, the pilots could have just seen large clumps of seaweed that sometimes float to the surface. He also suggested they could have seen some tentacles from a giant squid that drifted out of its normal range. Narwhals are an exclusively northern hemisphere animal, but there have also been a couple of sightings of them in the far south. In 1615, a Dutch explorer named William Schouten was on a trip in the Southern Ocean when his ship was attacked by an unknown animal. The day after, they found a horn lodged in the ship about 1 foot, or 30 centimeters long. In 1620, French General Augustin de Beaulieu saw 2 dark azure blue porpoise-like animals below South Africa.
Does this like qualify to be a cryptid? Cryptid, if it's just animal that exists in one place, could also exist in another? Does that qualify? I don't know.
He said they had horns about 1.5 feet or 45 centimeters in length. What's weird about this sighting is that he described it having a high fin on the animal's back. Known narwhals don't have fins on their back, only ridges. Bullyu also discussed a case where a man's ship was actually sunk by one of these animals.
I mean, they're far out in the deep sea. Possible. It's just like a different version of the narwhal, like a region-specific version. Or you just missaw it. Maybe it wasn't even a narwhal.
Animals after it
I mean, I
rammed his
guess you
boat
have
with
the
its
horn,
horns.
right?
Finally, in 1892, several sailors on the Baleena saw a narwhal by the Bransfield Strait, pretty close to the Antarctic mainland. The men on board were experienced whalers who clearly saw the animal's horn, even using the whaler's term for a narwhal, uni. Bulliyu's account seems to resemble a swordfish a bit more than a narwhal. Swordfish have been known to attack ships before. In fact, the Alvin, another ship which saw a sea cryptid, famously had a swordfish get stuck in it. Swordfish are also known to be in the southern hemisphere and have a large fin on their back. The only major detail that lines up more with the narwhal is Bullyu describing it as porpoise-like. On the other hand, the Baleena account is pretty clear, if brief. The only issue is that the source of the sighting didn't actually see it himself, other crewmen did. The source was also an artist, so him not seeing the narwhal and drawing it is a...
Okay, so the source of the image didn't see it. So already it's a secondhand account. Interesting.
Bummer. In 1983, two Russian scientists proposed that there was a new species of orca or killer whale found near Antarctica. Unfortunately, the specimen they had of the animal was destroyed in a storm. They described it as a killer whale that had a smaller body and a 40% smaller tail, as well as some differences in skull shape. These new whales were also often said to have a yellowish coloring.
Could it just be a misshapen killer whale? Yeah.
Unlike most killer whales that fed on large marine animals, it mostly fed on fish and lived in the pack ice. A 1983 Soviet study of killer whale stomachs found that the diets of yellow killer whales were 98% fish, while white killer whales were 90% mammals like seals. A 2003 paper by Robert Pittman pointed out that the Antarctic killer whale had similarities with the Type C killer whale. Type C killer whales are described as feeding on fish, smaller than usual orcas, and living in pack ice. There is still debate as to whether or not the Antarctic killer whale is both a new species and the same as the Type C killer whale.
So not a cryptid, identifiable.
Another animal seemingly only from the northern hemisphere is the walrus. But in the late 1500s, a Dutch explorer named Jan Huygens van Linschoten may have spotted one or heard of one on the tip of South America.
He started off nice with the
sea snake. He made a painting titled Natives and Animals of the Strait of Magellan, and in that painting, an animal similar to a walrus is visible. One issue Austin Whittall pointed out is that the tail of the creature doesn't resemble a walrus at all. In fact, he theorized that it was actually a drawing of the Yemish, a giant otter-like cryptid.
I mean, either
He thought that the
work.
paws of the painting more resembled an otter than a walrus. Whittall also pointed out that it somewhat resembles Odobenocetops, a species that did live in the southern hemisphere until about 5 million years ago. Still another theory.
It's gonna resemble it because it's an ancestor of creatures.
Was that it was actually a drawing of a living saber-toothed tiger.
I don't think so.
A commenter on Whittall's blog brings up that South America has many reports of water tigers.
I don't think
These are cryptid big cats with long fangs that frequently hunt in the water. For a more skeptical theory, my friend Hourdark proposed that the painter had found a fossilized saber-toothed tiger skull. The painting was just him trying to reconstruct the animal based on the fossil. Whitall also discussed one version of a creature known as the Troco as a possible walrus. He said it had the legs of a guanaco, an animal related to llamas, a fish tail, the spiky bristles of a sea urchin, and 2 pointed horns. Whitall speculated that the horns described were actually the tusks of a walrus. While the spiky bristles are a detail that definitely lines up with a walrus, as is the fishtail to an extent, I don't think the guanaco legs match up at all.
Yeah.
Maybe it was just people filling in the gaps because they didn't get a clear look at the legs, but maybe it's just not a walrus.
Maybe.
There were also southern walrus sightings below South Africa and New Zealand. French explorer Francois Legat reported seeing a red sea cow with long tusks.
Not gonna cut that take out, huh?
In New Zealand, naturalist James Hector heard about sightings of
minor
walruses.
editing mistake.
He even speculated that they could be found on some Antarctic islands and ice floes someday.
Imagine making
In 1809, a ship was traveling near the remote Kerguelen Islands when one of the sailors spotted a large rock. As they approached, the captain of the ship realized that it was a large moving animal. It began to move towards them, forcing the captain to steer the ship away to avoid crashing into it. As they came closer, they prepared to shoot at it, but once they got near, they described the creature as so terrible they chose to sail away instead. They estimated the size of the creature as larger than their ship, which was about 110 feet, or 33.5 meters in length. It was black in color with barnacles or some type of spots on it. The part above water was described as wrinkly, and similar to an umbrella in appearance. The wrinkles seemed to move as the creature moved. The captain thought he saw its head, which he described as some sort of knob, but he wasn't sure. Samuel Mitchell, the man who wrote about this sighting in the Medical Repository Journal, also found encounters of similar animals on the same trade route. In 1794, a Captain Whitlock saw a massive unidentified animal. Like with the Kerguelen Islands monster, he described distinctive spots on it he likened to eyes. Another captain named, I'm not making this up, Con Man, said he saw a large creature with barnacles or some sort of parasite on it. Although he said it was unlike any known species of whale, he didn't rule it being a whale out completely. Mitchell vouched for the character of both of these men and said they were trustworthy.
Thinking I'm gonna start cutting carbs. I need to drop my belly fat.
No. I gotta get YouTube.
While most of these cryptids are water animals,
I keep saying
there
that
is one
don't
very
do it.
odd land cryptid, also from the Kerguelen Islands. In 1840, Captain James Ross would lead an expedition into many different parts of the Southern Ocean.
Would he?
When his crew landed on the Kerguelens, they found small horse tracks. Here's what Captain Ross...
Ice horses sound cool, and I want one. I want an ice horse.
Ross wrote about the expedition. Of land animals, we saw none, and the only traces we could discover of there being any on this island were the singular footsteps of a pony or donkey, found by the party detached for surveying purposes under the command of Lieutenant
Did
Byrd.
they, follow the tracks?
They were described by Dr. Robertson as 3 inches or 7.6 centimeters long and 2.5 inches or 6 centimeters wide. They had a small and deep depression on each side and were shaped like a horseshoe. It is by no means improbable that the animal had been cast on shore from some wrecked vessel. They traced its footsteps for some distance in the recently fallen snow, in hopes of getting sight of it, but lost the tracks on reaching a large space of rocky ground which was free from snow. While it's possible that they found a shipwrecked horse, the Kerguelens are extremely remote, being about 3,000 miles or 4,800 kilometers away from the African coast. I even looked into shipwrecks in the area to see if the horse could have come from a known one. Since the tracks seemed somewhat new, I figured a ship would have had to get wrecked a couple months before they landed. but I didn't find any lost or shipwrecked boats near the Kerguelens around that time. There were other Antarctic expeditions in 1840, but Ross's expedition was the only one in that area. Incredibly, there's an alternate theory that this was actually a massive bird. Three Toes is the theory that there is a giant seafaring bird which has left tracks all over the world. The Kerguelen Islands were one of the places that Ivan Sanderson, who first proposed the giant bird theory, said its tracks were seen. He's not alone, as Bernard Heuvelmans raised the possibility that an ocean-going giant bird existed in his book In the Wake of the Sea Serpents. He brought up an extinct species of bird called Hesperornis that went extinct about 72 million years ago. They were flightless, instead swimming in the ocean with powerful legs. They also reached a height of up to 6.5 feet, or 2 meters. While he didn't theorize that the species still lived, he used it as an example of an unknown bird possibly being responsible for sea serpent sightings.
Fair.
In his archives, he also mentioned some sort of cryptid activity on the Kerguelens in 1995, though it's unknown what this refers to. Dale Drinan suggested that some of the Three Toes tracks could have been made by elephant seals. The Kerguelen Islands are known to have elephant seals, and they can make some pretty strange tracks in the snow. The only issue is that the men on the Ross expedition specifically described them as horse-like. According to Drinan, elephant seals are said to make deceptively bird-like tracks. The Kerguelen Islands have no known native land animals, but mules did end up being temporarily introduced there in the 1940s. Whatever made those tracks in 1840 remains a mystery. The Kerguelen Islands horse wouldn't be the only unknown animal the James Ross expedition saw. The year later, in 1841, Captain Ross and the surgeon on board, Robert McCormick, saw large whales with long fins on the top of their bodies. In 1902, zoologist Edward Wilson saw a group of similar whales on an Antarctic expedition. He described them as black in color with a white chin. The fin was about 3.5 feet or 1 meter.
As someone that doesn't know much about how animals are supposed to work, admittedly, I don't know. This doesn't classify to me as cryptid-like, but I guess any sighting of like an unknown creature is cryptid-like. When you think of cryptids, you're like, the Wendigo,
meters
right?
In length. In 1964,
or like
a cetologist
Nessie,
or whale scientist named Robert Clark reported 8 whale sightings near Chile. While most of these sightings were too far away to make out clear details, in 2 of these sightings they saw a small group of whales with high dorsal fins. These fins were mostly black in color, with occasional white markings. The whales themselves were also black, with some grayish-white coloring. Some of the whales also had a grayish-white spot that surrounded the base of the fin. They chased after the whales but were unable to get close, though they did snap a picture.
Man, I'm getting tired. I'm gonna have to end stream and go to bed, I think. Without the horror games to keep me awake, what am I gonna do?
In 1824, a single strange dolphin was observed off of the coast of Antarctica. It was sighted by naturalists Jean Coy and All Black, captured in 8. You might know about the Ninjin, a giant creature spotted by whaling ships in Antarctica. Since the story came from a 2chan creepypasta, it's broadly considered a hoax, but it may be based on a real encounter. In 1959, the Japanese whaling ship Soya saw a large unidentified shape in the Lutso-Holm Bay. They initially thought it was some sort of drum jettisoned from another boat, but then it began to move towards them. The head was about 80 centimeters or 3 feet long, and was a cross between the top part of a monkey's head and a cow's head.
Or looked
it
like
was
that.
Covered in long brown hair, and had noticeably large eyes and pointed ears.
Interesting.
One man claimed to see a saw-like fin on the creature's back. It was visible for about 30 seconds
fish can
before
have
it
those,
disappeared into the water. One man tried to take a photo, but was unable to grab the camera from inside the ship in time. The Soya had a biologist on board named Dr. Yoshi, but there's conflicting stories as to whether or not he
conflicting
actually saw
stories
the
do make
creature.
it difficult.
Either way, he couldn't match the description with any known animals. The captain, who was a fan of Godzilla movies, nicknamed the animal Antarctic Godzilla. The only skeptical explanation I've seen is that the sailors were exhausted by rough sailing conditions and experienced a mass hallucination.
I don't know if it's like mass hallucination. It could have been a creature that existed, had like seaweed or something on it that would look like hair or something else. Or maybe it does exist, but it doesn't seem like, ooh, is that scary? It's gonna hunt us down or anything like that.
The creature hasn't been seen since.
But I like that.
Huge shout out to my Patreon.
I think chill. Alright. I actually have to go to sleep because I am slipping. I'm slipping, man. Goodbye. Good night. I'm slipping.